Now we'll explore word problems that involve percentages. So let's take a look at the classic word problem, the cost of a meal. So it says here the cost of a meal and a 7% tax is $16.26. Determine the cost of the meal before taxes. This, I think, is a pretty unreasonable question. After all, you are looking at the menu, I would hope. Anyways, so we'll start again at what they want us to find. Determine the cost of the meal before taxes. So we'll say let X be the cost of the meal before tax. So this is what's on the menu, right? So you're reading the menu and that's the number you see on the menu. That does not include taxes, of course. So the cost of the meal is 7% and a 7% tax, right? So cost of the meal is calculated how? Well, there is the menu price plus tax, and that's going to be your cost. So menu price, that's what X is. Plus tax. Now, how do we calculate tax? Well, tax is calculated on that X, right? So you take the X and you multiply it by the tax. In this case, it's 7%, so that's 0.07. So this is your tax. That's the cost of the meal. And according to the problem, this is equal to $16.26. So now we have a little equation. Remember that there is a 1 here in front. And so let's combine like terms. You're going to simplify first to solve these equations. So that's 1.07x is equal to $16.26. And to get x, we divide by 1.07 both sides, 0.07, and we get x equals to, let's see, calculator, $16.26 divided by 1.07. According to my calculations, I get $15.19626,168, right? And it keeps going on. Now, here is one of those classic times when you can round. After all, this is dollars and cents, so you would want to round to that spot there. And because this is a 6, you can round the 9 up. And when you round the 9 up, you get to 0, and then that becomes a 2. So this is really $15.20. So report your answer. Meal cost, units, $15.20. Okay. I say this is unreasonable because after all, most people read the menu and know what the cost of the meal is, menu price is, and so, rather unreasonable, I think. But here's a different sort of more reasonable situation. Perhaps you might have even been in this situation. So it says after arriving at a restaurant, you realize you left your wallet at home and all you have is a $20 bill. If tax is 7% and you want to leave a 15% tip, what is the most expensive meal you can afford from the menu? So again, the question is, what is the most expensive meal you can afford from the menu? Clearly, you can't afford a $20 item because when you add the tax and your tip, it's going to be more than $20. You got to buy something less than $20. Now, most of us would probably estimate this and say, well, I don't know, about if I buy something for about $10, $12, I'm probably pretty safe. 15, I might be pushing it. But let's figure out how we would do this, right? So again, let's start with the question. So we'll say again, let X be the menu price. Menu price. Right? Let's calculate. Now, before we get to calculating the cost we can afford, let's look at each little piece at a time. Right? So if X is the menu price, then the tax is going to be 0.07x, 7%. the tip, well, that's going to be 15%, so that's 0.15x. So your total cost is going to be the cost of the meal plus the taxes you have to pay on that meal plus the tip you want to leave on that meal. Right? So all those have to get added up. That would be how much you would have to pay at the end of the meal. And you can't, all you have is $20, so this has to be equal to 20. Or it could be less than 20, but it has to be equal to 20 at the most. So let's see if you can solve this little equation, right? So let's add up all these numbers. Again, remember, there's a 1 here. So let's add 1 plus 0.07 plus 0.15. If I added those numbers up correctly, I get 1.22x equals 20. Divide by 1.22, divide by 1.22, and I get x equals 20 divided by 1.22, and I get 16.39344,262, and it keeps going. Right? Now you got to be a little careful on this one. You do not want to round up, because if you round up, you're going to be out of money. You're going to be taking a penny from that little penny till that's sitting in front of the cashier. So you don't want to do that. So you always want to round down. So this one here, you could go all the way to 39 cents, but you don't want to go to 40 cents, right? So the maximum cost of the meal, maximum you can afford, is $16.39, right? $16.39. All right. Here's another relatively reasonable question. So you're starting a new job, it's a sales job, and you have two salary plans. The first plan offers you $30,000 a year and 6% commission, okay, of sales. The second plan offers you $40,000 a year and 4% commission of sales. So clearly one plan guarantees you a higher base but less in commission, and the other one guarantees you a lower base but more in commission. So if you're really good at selling things, then you might prefer the low base high commission plan. If you are not so good and you're starting off or something and you're kind of concerned about it, you might want the higher base lower commission plan. But there is some place where these break even. Okay, and so the question they're asking is, at what sales will the two plans give the same salary? Right, so there is the question. At what sales will the two plans give the same salary? So that's your let statement. So we say let X be the sales amount where the two plans give the same salary. Okay, so based on that, plan 1, the first plan, and let's put plan 2 over here, second plan. How much will I earn? So if I make X sales on the first plan, I'm going to earn 30,000 a year, and I'm going to earn a 6% commission. So commission is taken on your sales, so I'm going to get 6% of X. According to the second plan, I'll earn 40,000 a year, and I'll earn 4% of sales. And the question is, when are these equal? So now this is a linear equation. The two sides are simplified. let's get the x's to one side first. So I'm going to subtract a 0.04x from this side. I'm going to subtract a 0.04x from that side, and I get 30,000 plus 0.02x equals 40,000. And then I'm going to subtract 30,000 now, and I get 0.02x equals 10,000. And then I'm going to divide by 0.02, and I get x equals what? Let's see, 10,000 divided by 0.02 is 500,000. So if I'm making 500,000 in sales, if that's reasonable, then that's when the two are equal. If I can make more than 500,000 in sales, then plan 1 is probably better for me. If I make less than 500,000 in sales, then plan 2 is probably better for me, right? But there is a judgment. I guess it depends. I mean, if you're earning commission on selling, I don't know, $10 items, I'd probably go for plan 2. If you're earning commission by selling a $100,000 item, maybe plan 1 is better for you. But it kind of depends. All right, but at least you know what the break-even point is.